Hi everyone. Welcome to the episode 2 of The Future of Luxury. Today I'm joined by Astrid, a global sales and marketing leader with a remarkable career spanning luxury, design, and retail across Austria, Italy, France, UK, and the Netherlands. Astrid is passionate about promoting values and emotions and not just products. So she believes that if you know how to create emotion, you can create a business. Her career includes roles with iconic fashion and textile houses, Venetian fine arts, Kashmir, etc., where she managed showroom experiences that blended design with emotion. Astrid also brings a global lens to luxury, weaving her experiences in art, food, and travel into short stories that reimagine what marketing and retail could become. With her eye for detail and her belief in human connection, Astrid will help us unpack what future of desire would look like, how emotions, values, and cultural shifts are redefining luxury. Welcome, Astrid. Uh,
Hello, welcome. Pleasure to be here.
Pleasure is all mine. So let's just get started into the podcast. So my first question to you would be, so you've said that, emotion sits at the core of creating
Yes.
business. In your view, how is desire itself evolving in the luxury industry today?
Desire. At first, as you have mentioned correctly, whenever we speak about business, especially in luxury, I always come back to this that emotion is everything. Without emotion, there is no connection. And at the heart of emotion, there we find desire. Desire, it's where everything starts. That's the initial spark. And desire, it what drives the connection. And that's why it makes it, so important why you choose one brand over another one, why you choose this experience over the ordinary. Desire itself, it's changing now, definitely. We see already now in 2025 that desire in the luxury industry isn't just about owning something rare or expensive, it's evolving towards meaning, towards experiences that resonate deeply with who we are. People are no longer satisfied with surface level status symbols. They are seeking emotional returns on their investments, stories, values, and a sense of belonging. Luxury definitely has shifted from what I have to how does it make me feel. We want a meaning, we want to be part of a story, not just a transaction.
I agree. I totally agree that, no one wants to feel like just enter the store and buy something and just go back. They really want to feel connected with the brand they are going to associate themselves with, because it's not just about the money, I feel. It's about what value you are taking home with you, what connection
Mhm.
you have established with the brand. So yeah, I completely agree. And my next question to you would be, so the desire in luxury is becoming more universal, shaped by global cultures. I mean, what do you think? Is it more fragmented or rooted in regional values and traditions? What do you think about it?
Well, definitely both. I think generally we are now, in a world where there is not just one right answer, not just one right version. And global culture definitely shapes our life. Trends travel nowadays faster than ever, and a fashion drop in Seoul can influence shoppers in Paris overnight. So here we have the global aspect. But I'd argue desire is also becoming more nuanced, more fragmented, and more personal at the same time. Because while on one side, while we share common aspirations like beauty, authenticity, how these are expressed, that differs regionally. In example, in rooted in centuries old tradition, defines luxury. In Scandinavia, we have a focus of quiet sustainability. Or if you take the Middle East, opulence innovation can coexist in fascinating ways. So desire may be global, but how that's expressed has never been more diverse.
Definitely. I think we can see a few examples these days with, Korean beauty skincare or, the Labubu frenzy that just happened, happening somewhere, some other corner of the world. And I think it went really viral. Korean skincare is, now expanding across the globe. People are so much into it these days. So I really feel that although it is global, but it is also fragmented. So yeah, even I think that it's kind of both these days because it's influenced by global incidents, but are adapted at a local level depending on which geography people belong to. So yeah. So why do you think people still seek out luxury in 2025? What human need does it fulfill beyond status?
Well, that's the point. I mean, we are humans, so it is status is still part of it. It will always be because as social creatures, we have always signaled who we are through what we own, what we do, which groups we are part of. But now I think there is something deeper at play now. Because it was luxury in a world that feels increasingly fast, digital, and uncertain, luxury offers something grounding. A handcrafted watch isn't just about telling the time. It's about holding something that's been carefully made to last for decades. A unique piece of art isn't just decoration. It's a connection to an artist's vision, a piece of human creativity. That's what we are craving now. Well, one of my favorite recent examples is from hospitality. There we have again this experience where you can really feel it. It's was it a tiny hotel in the Italian Dolomites? And it's not a five-star chain, not some Instagram famous resort, family run with just 15 rooms. But what makes it luxurious? It's not the marble bathtubs or gold fixtures. It's the way they know your name when you walk in. It's the personal connection or the smell of the bread baked in the morning. And then, of course, the view of the amazing untouched mountains outside the window. And guests there notice they come back, not because it's flashy, but because it makes them feel something.
Right.
And that to me is where desire in luxury is heading. Experiences that connect us to what's real, what's human. Because at its best, luxury isn't about excess, it's about emotion, it's about meaning. And as long as we see connection, beauty, and significance in our lives, desire will remain the heartbeat of this industry.
So true. So uh, you've worked across fashion, interiors, retail experiences. Where do you see desire being sparked more strongly today? In product, in story, or in the space where people encounter it?
Well, here it's definitely for me and together. It's
Okay.
not, well, the product on its own, it doesn't really create the spark.
Mm-hmm.
So it has to be there if we talk about creations collection, but it's about how all the elements connect.
Mm-hmm.
I think about, well, where desire spark most strongly today, it's about this interplay between product, story, and space. And it needs, above all, a story that resonates, can be rooted in heritage, innovation, values,
Mm-hmm.
and then a space, physical, even digital, that then allows people to feel it. Because I remember when I was working in with Venetian handcrafts,
Mhm.
the object itself, it's beautiful, unique, outstanding. But what really created the spark in people's eyes was when they have heard the art about the artisan, the traditions, and the hours involved. Suddenly, it wasn't just a wonderful glass vase or a fortuny cushion. It became a piece of Venice itself. And then, if you experience this, the story inside, well, this atmospheric space, gallery, dimly lit, textures, music, you felt part of that story. And that's where desire really took hold in this unique world.
So, an amalgamation of all the three, the product, the story, and the space. So how beautifully
Exactly.
you've put it. It's really I can imagine the way you've explained the things. So
Mhm.
I really can see or feel myself that you would have felt so amazing at the place where you were. So yeah, I mean, I think I'm indirectly feeling connected to that right now. So I really feel that is the true kind of luxury that we are going to see in the future next. So, I mean, many people believe that, future of luxury will revolve around preservation, sustainability, longevity or repairability. Which of this truly drives desire and which are just industry narratives?
Well, sustainability, frankly said, is already it's important. It's already the base because people want to feel good. I mean, it's their they are feeling good about environment, and that's why they're buying these items. So that's not a question. That's the yeah a must today. But it's perhaps not what creates the spark. What creates the spark? It's more about longevity and repairability, because here that these activities they connect with the idea of value, of permanence, and it's really more alive. So I see here that the main focus on longevity, repairability.
I mean, Patagonia, I feel, is a really good example of this aspect, I think, because it is the products are sustainable, they guarantee the repairing and everything. And, with that comes the kind of longevity and, that kind of connection that you could establish with the brand and would want to go back again to. So, yeah, it is definitely sustainability is the core, but also the added aspects of repairability and longevity would make the bond last stronger. So,
Exactly.
and with digital AI and virtual experiences rising, do you think desire and luxury can be fully replicated online, or does it still need a physical stage to be felt?
Well, digital is powerful, no doubt. It's part of our life, and I've seen incredible online experiences really that spark curiosity, even a longing, and AI-driven storytelling, virtual galleries. They definitely can seduce, they can pull you in, but for me personally, I think desire still needs a physical stage to be fully felt. I mean, I never forget attending trade fairs like Maison and Objet in Paris with Oyuna, cashmere company I was working for in London. Well, of course, people could read about cashmere online, they could view the collection. But when at the trade fair, then people felt the fabric, the weight, its warmth, that sensory moment, that touch, plus the human connection, that's irreplaceable. Or a wonderful example then from Venice, Il Ballo del Doge. That's this historic ball organized during the Carnival in Venice. I mean, you can watch online the video. I recommend you. It's amazing. Wow. But on the other part, taking actually part in this event, dressed in an historic costume, wearing a mask, I mean, that's living moments that are becoming lifetime memories. An experience like that leaves you spellbound, and that you feel different, unlike a video that you watch. And so for me, digital can open the door, but the physical encounter, that's what seals it in the end.
Definitely. When I went to Venice, I mean, I could not participate in the ball for sure, but the streets were full of, these shops with the masks and everything. So, just to get a piece of what Venice has to offer, I've bought that masquerade mask, but, I think I'm kind of waiting for that moment for me to actually wear that mask and go to a masquerade party. So, I mean, I don't know when that moment will come, but I definitely was fascinated with the kind of work that the intricate details on the masks and everything. So yeah, until you feel something tangible and get that sensory moment with the product, I feel it's still incomplete. So digital, even for me, I think digital can give me a sneak peek into what the product is, but to truly
Mm.
feel what it has to offer, I think physical presence is definitely going to beat it for me.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, uh, if you had to imagine desire in 2035, how would luxury look, feel, or behave differently than today?
Well, 2035, that means 10 years. It's quite a time nowadays. So I think luxury will be even less about possession and
Mhm.
more about experiences.
Mhm.
And it's the feeling, it's about the feeling. It will feel lighter, more fluid, almost like a dialogue between you and the world around. It's like imagine stepping into a space that responds to your emotions,
Mhm.
or owning something crafted not just to last, but to grow more meaningful with time. And luxury will be, well, less about showing, more about this feeling, a kind of intimacy, between the individual and what they chose to surround themselves with. It's not just decorating our life, it will mirror our lives. It will become part of our own story.
Right. Yeah, I mean, in today's time, 10 years is a very, very long time because things are running
Mm.
at light space. And
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, no one can actually predict what's going to happen, but experiences are slowly molding the future for sure. Even, I mean, all luxury brands, just to
Mhm.
offer a taste of luxury to its clientele, I think they're opening cafes or, doing pop-ups
Mhm.
so that people who don't even, I mean, who can't afford a handbag probably
Mhm.
can actually, get into a cafe and try, let's say, a cappuccino or
Mm.
a piece of pastry that the cafe is offering and still become a part of the brand. So yeah, experiences are slowly shaping up, and who knows what is going to happen with the conjunction of these experiences and the virtual reality in the coming future. So interesting years, interesting times
Mm.
ahead. And so yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, next question to you would be for those who are just starting their careers in this field, what do you think are, the most important things since the desire is shifting from product to emotion?
Well, there are different aspects which are important, of course, in this field. I would say the most important skill, perhaps, is the ability to listen
Hmm.
really to the people, to the person,
Mhm.
be aware of the culture, and even listen to the silence, to the unsaid words.
That's, I
It
think, the
is
most
really
important. It's really interesting.
exactly because while we are used, continuously to absorb information, so we miss such a lot, and also it's so essential to understand the bigger picture.
Mhm.
That's always also here we are these contrasts. I'm saying the detail. It's
Mhm.
so important, but also look at the bigger picture to switch between these two sides. And so that's why it's well listen is there you get the information. And while as desire, it's also so subtle. It's not just written in capital letters somewhere. It's very, very subtle. And there you need empathy.
Mm.
It's also a word we don't hear that often, but it's only with empathy you can then understand. You can translate what you have heard, what you have listened to
Mm.
in reality. So really, empathy is crucial. And then, of course, storytelling. I describe myself as storyteller, but here it is because mankind always, communicated and learned through stories. And it's crucial to weave these emotions into narratives that touch people. It's also, well, we say facts tell, stories sell. So here, storytelling, it's super important. And the last one, imagination. Well, we used to consume a lot of information, and also, well, with technology is producing, but the human imagination, that's the best, and that's essential for luxury. Because as luxury is becoming more experiential and emotional, we need people who can dream up the futures that don't exist yet and then translate them into reality.
Definitely. I hope AI doesn't take over this aspect for us, huh?
It
Because it's
can't. Because
it,
AI, well, makes something out of the information we put in.
right.
But
No,
there
but
is so
I
much
mean, you
more.
you never know what is the next thing
Mhm.
in this aspect. So I'm just hoping
Mm.
that imagination should stay with the human element
Mm.
and not with the AI. So yeah, so empathy, listening, storytelling, and imagination. Quite interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend.
Great. So, I mean, I think we've covered more or less all aspects of emotion, connecting the emotional aspect with the human connection, and then ultimately, driving that kind of desire and connecting yourself with the brands. So before closing this really interesting podcast with you, I just wanted to ask you one last question. So if you had to define desire in one word, what would that be?
Oh, that's a tricky one. Yeah, to limit myself. And
As a
I was thinking,
storyteller. Yeah.
yeah, I would say it's the bigger picture, there are so many details. But of course, while reflecting on what I've experienced, what I've read, and also while comparing with my vision, I would describe desire with the word connection. Because as I said, if there is no connection, there is nothing. And well, why would you choose a product if you're not connected? The story, you feel the connection. And we humans, we have this longing for a connection. That's really something innate. And well, first of all, also to consider to ourselves.
Mhm.
I mean, that's also, a big topic in luxury, and generally it will be more important.
Yeah.
At first, the connection to ourselves, and then, of course, to others, and also to something larger. It
Mhm.
is really connecting. It's an energy. And from that energy, you create everything. You create experiences, products. But at first, it starts with the connection.
Definitely. I think we started with connection. We talked about
Yeah.
connection a lot more, and then we are, at the ending note as well, we are, doing it with connection. So I think you chose the right word to actually summarize our conversation today. So yeah, I mean, I'm so glad to have, done this podcast with you. It's really interesting. I hope you liked the conversation as well.
Oh my, really much because your questions they were really so on point. I mean, on one side they let open my answer and I had really to reflect and to go back to my experiences, my personal one.
Mhm.
So, yeah, and so they were personal, and still I think may apply in the future. And I think it's always good to reflect. Here we have the connection to myself. So you
Yeah,
fostered this one. Thank
yeah.
you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really pleasure.
Yeah, same here. So, thank you for joining us today here. And everyone, look forward to episode 3 of The Future of Desire. That's it for today's podcast. Thank you.